This week on the MMO Report, the homebrewed MMO Love begins its free open beta. Let's just hope free love doesn't include bell-bottoms and the stench of patchouli. Also, the Child's Play charity refuses a donation from Atlantica Online because of multiple user complaints. You guys just have to ruin everything, don't you? And finally, Atari releases a new Star Trek Online trailer that promises you will have the chance to put down your phaser and engage in away team missions that don't include combat. However, scantily clad, green-skinned women will be sold as DLC. A new decade is upon us, and if I don't get a hoverboard by 2015, Robert Zemeckis will be hearing from my lawyers. This is the MMO Report. Hello and welcome to the MMO Report, a privately funded recovery center. I am not your guest host, Morgan Webb. I'm actually Casey Schreiner 2.0. One of my New Year's resolutions was to be more appealing to our demographic of males 15 to 35, so I transferred my consciousness to a cloned avatar of Morgan Webb. Thanks, Jimmy. Just before the new year broke, Square Enix was kind enough to post a collection of new screenshots for their highly anticipated MMO title, Final Fantasy XIV. Showing off multiple customizable character models and huge, sweeping high-desert vistas, the game already looks impressive in this early pre-beta stage. Nothing new was revealed in these screenshots, although the large, highly detailed enemies and beautifully realized world of Hidalian definitely have our fingers twitching with anticipation to try out the new job system and level-less gameplay we've been hearing about since E3 2009. However, this is Square Enix we're talking about, so it's probably in everyone's best interest that we just pop a Xanax and forget about the whole thing until sometime next year. Love, the experimental esoteric MMO currently being developed by one-man game developer Eskil Steenberg, is entertaining its open beta test as of today, January 7th. Up until now, Love was in a pay-to-play alpha test where gamers were asked to purchase a license for just under $6 in order to get super early access to the game. But as of today, anyone with a PC and a love of watercolors can jump in and try to figure out just what this game is supposed to be about. Love's gameplay focuses around the development, maintenance, and expansion of settlements that players can create around power sources called tokens, allowing them to create and defend their small town in any way they see fit. This project truly is a labor of love and needs a strong fan base to succeed, so help support independent developers and sign up for the beta over at quellsolar.com. It counts as community service. And speaking of selfless acts of kindness, Penny Arcade's Child's Play charity recently declined a monetary donation from Atlantica Online developers Indoors Interactive after receiving multiple negative emails from players within the game. Apparently, Indoors began selling a holiday grab bag of in-game items with 5% of the proceeds going to Child's Play. The charity soon began to receive multiple email complaints from gamers who had purchased one of the items, so they contacted Indoors and asked not to be associated with the fundraiser. This is the first time the Child's Play organization has denied a charitable donation like this, so it begs the question, what kind of in-game goodie could be so offensive that it would cause a charity to say no to free money? That's like quitting a high-paying job because your fellow employees complain about the lack of cheese curls in the break room snack machine. Actually, now that I think about it, that's totally a valid reason for submitting your resignation. Hey, G4, I think it's time we renegotiated my contract. Atari has yet another Star Trek Online trailer this week, appropriately titled Exploration. This new video is an example of how the game does have non-combat-based away team missions that focus on discovering new worlds and new civilizations. The MMO Report has been lucky enough to spend some time with the beta over the holiday break, and we can confirm that the game is tuned towards an authentic Star Trek experience, as opposed to a generic MMO game skinned with Starfleet uniforms and 1960s haircuts. Star Trek Online leaves Spaceport in less than a month, so start boning up on your Klingon, bring your red shirts to the dry cleaners, and prepare to take the helm of your very own Enterprise on February 2nd. Good news, everyone! The Warcraft sleuths over at MMOchampion.com have taken the time out of their busy schedule to remind you all that the Plague Works unlock this week, giving players a chance to fight the bosses Rotface, Festergut, and Professor Putricide, who sounds suspiciously like a certain animated professor of super science from the 31st century. Not only that, the MMO champion admins were nice enough to use the same blog post to organize all the screenshots they have of some of the new and updated zones we can expect to see in WoW's next expansion, Cataclysm. They even labeled and alphabetized them by zone. How thoughtful. It's nice to know that some internet forums still function as a place for the free, selfless exchange of information and ideas, as opposed to text-based, anonymous slap fights between grown men over the finer plot points of the Transformers movies. Michael Bay was totally robbed at the Golden Globes this year. And because that CAT scan avatar machine costs $200,000 an hour, it's time to end the show. Casey Schreiner will return next week in his original non-genetically enhanced body. But for now, I'm Morgan Webb, this is the MMO Report, and if you guys haven't watched the 7-part, 70-minute review of The Phantom Menace on YouTube, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go to youtube.com/redlettermedia and make sure you've used the toilet and spit-take-proofed your monitor before pressing play. It's that good. Go ahead. I'll wait.